Hey there, Rob the Car Guy here, and today let's put a new starter in my daily driver, this 2011 Chevy Aveo. Now there's a couple symptoms that might indicate that your starter's going bad. Sometimes it will take a long time to turn over, sometimes it'll have a grinding or a buzzing, or sometimes it'll just click and then nothing else happens. If you're lucky enough that your starter kind of gives you that warning that it's going bad, you can preemptively replace it before you have issues, but a lot of times, one day you just go into your vehicle, you turn the key, and then nothing happens. DB Electrical was nice enough to send us a starter for our daily driver, so thanks so much for that. One nice thing I do like about this brand is they actually send you a test on the product itself, letting you know all of the specifics on it. Basically saying, yes, we've tested it, this specific one works, so if you install it, it's not just gonna be dead on arrival. Always love pulling out shiny parts, good stuff. And one thing I like to do is inspect parts before I go to install them, so I can kind of see what I'm getting myself into. It's nice because you can really tell how things go together, right? So obviously we have a post up here that we're gonna put a line on. Looks like another post right here. And both of the holes in the front do not have threads. So sometimes you'll have a starter that's has a bolt coming from this way and this way. Looks like both of them go in this way, holding it on. So that's nice to know that when we get in there, we can just sort of pop these two off, make sure our electrical connectors are removed, and it should slide right out. All right, to get started here, we want to do a couple things. We want to go in and pull the emergency brake in the vehicle to make sure that the back wheels are locked up, and then we're going to lift up the entire front end. I like to do it that way because it's easy to get in and out from underneath. If you just want to lift up one side, that's fine too. So I have my little pinch weld puck here. I'm going to lift from a little bit further back and then throw a jack stand in on both sides and get the front lifted. Now before working on any electrical components in vehicles, you really should remove the negative battery post. On this vehicle, it's just a 10mm. Just loosen that enough that it slides off and then pull it off and kind of tuck it down somewhere that it isn't going to swing back up and touch this. Very good. Now if you come in from the front of the vehicle and go to the very back of the engine here, you're going to see the starter right there. Now if you see here, other than looking like it just came off the Titanic, it's similar design to the one we just got. We have our main positive coming off the battery terminal here. This is going to be our trigger. And then over here is the ground strap on the lower mounting bolt. Now what's interesting is over here, you'll see obviously the other mounting hole was on the opposite side, so all the way up here. You can't really get to it from the bottom. It's really tight back there, so you could probably get to it from the top. So we'll kind of discover that once we pull off what we need to down here. This top nut here is a 12mm. So just kind of get your guy on there and break that loose. There we go. Again, just to reiterate, do not do this without disconnecting the battery first. All right, that one's free. That should slide off. Very good. That looks like a 10. So again, just get on there and pop that one off. There we go. Very good. And then lastly down here, we have that 12, which is that mount. So let's go remove that. Excellent. Let me get some of these wires out of the way for you. There we go. Slides off. And then we have another, well, I guess it's technically the bolt underneath, right? Holding the starter in. Oh, we don't have space. We have to grab a deep socket there. All right, here's my deep socket. And this one is a 13. That one's gonna be a lot harder. So I'm gonna make sure I bash my knuckles on something. There we go. Got luck. Oh, what? Okay, well, oh. It looks like there was no top mount bolt in this. Excellent. Okay, well, we'll pull this out and just see what's going on here. So, lots of space back here to do that. It's nice. And yeah, there was clearly no bolt holding up the top. Hopefully you can see that all the way up there, but I mean, the threads look good. So I guess we'll try to find a bolt that fits in there and mount it correctly. All right, well, here we have it. I have a million bolts lying around though, and it looks like it wasn't out for long because it has that ring on it still. There's kind of a clean ring where it used to sit. But I always like to grab these as well and just compare them to the one that I'm putting in. Because if it just, you know, is off or is something wrong with it, you want to make sure that you get the right part before you try to install it because it could be a nightmare. All right, luckily I don't really get rid of anything. So I did have one sitting around. It's a grade 7, so definitely strong enough bolt. It'll slide right in, secure the top of that, and then we'll just, of course, use this one for the bottom. So I'm going to go underneath, slide this in, kind of get it loose in there, and then go up to the top, slide this one in, make sure that it threads in and everything looks good, and then we'll finish everything else. So let's go do that. So have a bolt ready. I'm just going to kind of set one I guess just on this boot. We'll be real careful with it. And then let's slide our starter in place here. Just kind of weave it through. It needs to be turned like this. There we go. And let's tuck it in place there. We got a couple wires here we got to contend with. There we go. Perfect. So now kind of just see if I can rest it somewhere. I can't get my other hand up there. Let's see. There we go. Woo. Start getting that threaded. There we go. Perfect. Woo. So I'm gonna get this in some of the way, and then we'll go back up top. We'll feed the other bolt in so it's secured. All right, I'll apologize in advance. This is probably gonna be pretty hard to see, but there's our new starter. You can see the gap there kind of forming, and I'm just gonna jam my hand in here with the bolt, kind of get it in place, and see if I can get it to thread. Oh, there you go. Nice. Get it down as much as I can. Looks like it's going finger tight, just about all the way down. Yeah, okay. So you can see that. There it is. And since the other one's already in place, I am gonna tighten that down a little bit. We can easily get a wrench on it since it's really exposed, actually. It's just tight getting back there with my hands. That is likely a 12 millimeter. Let's take a look. Obviously yours will vary since this is a non-standard bolt. Yep, there it is, 12. There we go. Perfect. Let's go back underneath and button everything up. All right, so this one is freed up now. There's no pressure on it. So I'm gonna get this one down. I'm actually, you know what? I'll clean this up a little bit. This looks pretty gnarly. I'm just gonna wipe it down. This vehicle had a very severe valve cover gasket leak, if you can't tell. So everything's just kind of grimy and oily. Just gonna start with some paper towel to get the oil off. Bad connections can also cause starting issues for sure. So I wanna make sure we're in good shape. I'm just gonna grab some sandpaper. Just try to clean that up a little bit. There we go, that looks a lot better. So slide that on, get that nut on there. Just gonna get everything in place. There we go. That has a little lock washer on it. Make sure you take that off. Same story here. And then lastly, we have our big dog here. Pull that off. Lock washer, nut. Very good. And then just put them all down. Make sure all your connections look good. They do. They feel nice and tight. And I'm just gonna sit and stare at this for a second because this is the nicest it will ever look. All right, time's up. Gotta finish this. All right. All right, now comes my favorite part, which is testing it. So grab your negative battery cable, slap it back on there, tighten it down. Very good. And now let's go see how this does. Works like a charm. So that's it. Honestly, a relatively simple job. Access is a little bit tight, but I've definitely seen worse. Little strange that it was half installed previously. Maybe someone tried to take it out and couldn't. I don't know, but hey, it's good now. We have it all tightened down and hopefully have many years of trouble-free starting ahead of me. If you like this video, please go ahead, scroll down, click that like button, subscribe to the channel for more DIY automotive content. And if this video helped you save a lot of time or money, go ahead and scroll down and click that thanks button to send me a super thanks. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.